What's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here. Spurs have beaten Manchester City by 1-0 in the first game of the season in what was an electric performance by the lads at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Nuno's first game, first official match, and I thought we were absolutely brilliant from start to finish. You have to say that throughout the game we were aggressive.
Second half was unreal, mate. Second half was unreal.
But we saw a different side to Tottenham today than we had seen last season. Aggressive. We were on point pretty much throughout the whole throughout the pitch. The middle three worked so hard for the team, make it difficult for Man City to play their game. Even you look at Man City today, do you look at that Man City performance and even say they played badly? Well, I don't think they played badly. I think Spurs were just super aggressive and it was difficult for them to deal with.
You know, I'm sure if you went to a Man City fan cam, they say they played rubbish. You can guarantee they'd say that, right? But, you know, we did make it very hard for them. And, you know, I like the formation. I like the fluid front three. I thought like we were pickpocketing them in the middle of the park. Players like Son, Mora winning the ball. Dele Alli second half winning a lot of second balls, you know. And we had outlets. We had an outball. I thought first half we showed glimpses of the Spurs of old. We showed as though we could be a threat on the counter-attack. But that second half, mate, we dominated them. We absolutely dominated Man City.
That's the most encouraging thing.
The shape looked good. The balance of the team looked good. There was never really one part of the pitch where you thought, that looks a little bit weak. Was there?
It was strong everywhere.
It was strong everywhere.
And they didn't look like at all breaking our lines. A couple of times they got in behind the fullbacks, but we were able to deal with that. I thought the centre-backs, Dyer and Sanchez today, who come up with a lot of flack.
Unsung heroes.
You have to give them all the credit in the world
They'll
today.
be the unsung heroes.
They were absolutely faultless.
Yeah.
You were absolutely faultless from start to finish.
I thought Dyer was you could see Dyer was marshalling the back line really, really well. You know, maybe he'll have a better season because I think the structure of the team looks way better. Because I think off the ball, we were really good today. You know what I mean? Not just on the ball, off the ball. I think last season, what you might have seen is us all 11 men sort of like going very, very flat, very deep, or in and around the 18-yard box. Here, you'd see like the defenders clearing the ball, but then you'd have 2 or 3 players a little bit further ahead. So that once the ball gets headed out, there's an immediate counter-attack to relieve the team of the pressure. And we didn't have that last season. So that means you can not only relieve the pressure, but you can actually score from it, create chances from it. And we were creating chances
time after time.
Last 10 minutes, last 5 minutes, we were the team looking most likely to score. And that is just insane to think that you're playing City, a goal up, with that incredible team of like, I don't know, £500 million
most
worth
expensive
of
investment.
team
In Premier League history was out today for City.
We were like all over them in the last 5-10 minutes. It was great to see. And I think Nuno made a great substitution by bringing Bergwijn off, playing Lo Celso, because I think the lesser managers might have taken a Moore off or a Son off and put an extra defender on, but I think that puts you on the back foot more. I think he just kept the flow going, kept us on the front foot, and I think it worked. You know, I think it's a great. Nuno's got to take a lot of credit for the way he set us up. Brilliant. What did you think, Sim?
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think as well when a lot of people were saying. When Nuno was appointed or when he was first sacked from Wolves and people were saying, I don't want Nuno, he's just another Mourinho, that kind of stuff. I think today is proof of how different, although Mourinho had success in the way he approached the game against City last year, this was more exciting. This showed this team still has the ability to press a team as good as Man City into oblivion, force them into mistakes, force them to basically force them to playing our way. We controlled the game because how aggressive we were. We basically were not bullied. We were not bullied throughout that whole game. Having Skip and Højbjerg and even Dele, especially in that second half in the middle, making sure Man City weren't able to play their little pre-passes, their patterns, all that kind of stuff. A few players I want to mention to single out. Jaffa Tanganga right back, who I thought was absolutely astonishing. Brilliant. I was one of the fans who, although I rate him as a player, I did have big question marks over whether he could really be a right back for Tottenham Hotspur. Oh no,
he's gravy,
and
mate.
Today,
he's all gravy.
Today, up against Raheem Sterling, he pocketed Raheem Sterling, who had nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish was roughed up a few times from Jab. Yeah, a few times.
He roughed him up. Yeah,
completely.
Yeah, and that's why he got frustrated, I think.
Yeah,
as well.
completely. At the end, you can see him getting frustrated.
Grealish was like looking for a bit of a scrap towards the end.
Yeah, he was. He was absolutely brilliant, Jaffa Tanganga, throughout the whole game.
Fantastic.
He pretty much didn't put a foot wrong. I thought he was so aggressive. I thought he was going to get caught out by it, but you know what? He didn't let it relent the whole game, and they couldn't handle him. They couldn't handle Jaffa on their right side.
He was too aggressive. Yeah,
that is their main with Grealish, Sterling. On that left-hand side, that's the one you're
feeling. He's so strong, isn't he, Tanganga? He's so strong.
And obviously, that's the area of the pitch you're feeling you're fearing like, are they going to get us that pitch? But you know what? They
No,
kept
he was
trying
perfect,
it.
mate. Absolutely perfect.
He was brilliant. He
Why
was
didn't
amazing.
you know? He should have played last season. And this is the Tanganga. Like we know he's got this. You know,
tackles, interceptions. I mean, he didn't have to be the best on the ball, but he was off the ball.
Even the little tactical fouls.
There
brilliant.
was one crossfield pass which wowed me.
Like that.
I was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was like, even though I was
give
like,
him a
wow.
chance. Yeah, give him a chance.
So maybe today was proof
develop,
that
man. He can
maybe
develop.
today's proof that Tanganga has to be part of the first team at right back this season. Another player I want to pick out, although at early stages who was struggling, I thought was Ollie Skip, who I thought in a first game, starting against the likes of Gundogan, Fernandinho in the centre of the park there, was always going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And I thought some difficult early exchanges, but I thought he stepped up really well at the end of the day. He made a nuisance of himself. I thought he's exactly what I thought he was going to be. Maybe lacking a bit of quality against those lot, but he gave 100%. Didn't make it easy for 1 second against that City side, and a number of times was able to pinch the ball off their centre mids and set up attacks. And I have to give him a lot of credit because it wouldn't have been easy for him in that game.
I didn't really. It's one of those where when you sometimes don't notice a player, but that's a sign that they're playing all right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I didn't really notice him second half, so I feel as though he kind of wasn't doing much wrong. Whereas first half, you could see he was a little bit out of his depth. It took him a long time to catch up with the speed of the game.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
But I think as well, starting against, like, with all the question marks whether he's ready for Spurs in the Premier League, to start against Man City and put in a performance where you're not a liability basically at all.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say he necessarily thrived massively, but he just wasn't a liability and he was able to be part of the team. And I thought in that sense, that proves to me he's ready for Tottenham right now.
Oh yeah, I think so, yeah.
Sure.
And also I'd like to say Dele Alli, I think we're seeing a different attitude to Dele Alli. Now, a lot of people would say that he might not have had a great game today, whatever, because he was kind of caught between two stools here. Either get up and support the attack or support the defence. So in the first half, he was caught in limbo between both of those, right? But second half, he was mucking in, mate. He was really stuck in. I haven't seen that kind of aggression from Dele. I saw it at the beginning of Mourinho's reign when he was really getting stuck in, and he was like the first few games he was actually man of the match, I think.
Yeah,
do you remember? That kind of level of commitment, dedication, and aggression from Dele Alli. Admittedly, like there wasn't like an enormous amount of like world-class quality, you would say, from Dele Alli today. There wasn't many opportunities for that.
I think maybe he wants to put his hat in the ring for taking that third midfield spot in the centre, and he wants to prove that he's not just a pretty boy. He's not just a flash in the pan guy who likes to do nutmegs, but he can actually do the dirty work required, and I think he proved that today.
I think Dele Alli's sort of realised that he can't be the same Dele Alli as he was in the old Poch team.
Yeah.
I think he has to reinvent his game a little bit more now. He has to add a few more dimensions to it by getting stuck in. And I think he's realised that. I think the last couple of seasons he's been like, no, I'm not going to do that. But now I think he's ready to sort of do the donkey work in the midfield. Yeah,
completely. And then one other player, Lucas Moura.
I think he was brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic, I have to say. I thought his dribbling caused Man City no end of problems. They found it so hard to deal with him. We'll get into the goal in a second, but he played a massive role in the goal that won the game. And I thought he was the one creating space. He was the one making Man City think, because with other players, for example, Bergwijn, who maybe don't have the dribbling ability that Lucas does, they know if they get one or two men in front of Bergwijn, he's going to have to go back. He's not going to take him on. But with Lucas,
you feel as though he still's going to try it.
He can try it, and he can
if he's got like the eye of a needle, he'll go for it,
and he'll get there. He'll get there.
But the worst case scenario, he wins the foul though.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I like about him. Whereas I think you're right. I think Bergwijn gets into that position. He could go past the player, but then he'll just go, I'll retain possession. I'll recycle.
But Lucas will go for it.
That kind of relieves so much pressure off the team, doesn't it, Sim?
I felt like time after time he was going for it, Lucas, today. He not once did he have the ball and he gave the Man City defenders a rest. He went for it time after time, and that is what we want to see on a consistent basis from Lucas Moura.
He's always doing that.
And he was absolutely fantastic today. But still needs to work on his final third end product, as he did today. I feel a few moments he could have done better. But I have to say, and in terms of how effective we were in the final third, he was a massive reason why we gave City so much trouble.
Yeah,
and he was brilliant.
He was
brilliant. Talk about the goal. Brilliant team move on the breakaway. We scored.
No, it was a great team goal. I think that's
team goal.
Could be goal of the month contender, that one.
Yeah, you got to say the way Lucas Moura, his pass over his head onto the on-running Bergwijn. Bergwijn bursts right through the heart of the City defence.
Yeah.
didn't have too many options, only has Son, waits for Son to move out wide, gets Son out wide, makes him movement. Son has no options at all, really, on the ball. No options. So what's he do? He takes on Nathan Ake, goes on his left foot, 25 yards from goal, and bangs it into the bottom corner.
It was world class. And that was the Sonny that we were looking for in the first half. Because in the first half, Sonny was getting into positions where I would think the sharp version of Sonny would take one touch, get it out of his feet, and get the shot off. Whereas he was taking 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, and then maybe like passing, like a bit like Bergwijn was doing, And you were like, "Son, we know, just have a go, mate, have a go." And then, but that for the goal, that was like his trademark position, Son, where he gets it out of his feet, gets it onto his left foot, curls it in a far corner. And it was like, he's still got it, So for Son, it's like, if he can get back to that level of sharpness from the first half of last season, I think we're going to, we're going to do all right, We're going to do all right.
All right, and to end off this post, because we're all very excited. We're all very happy we've beaten Man City 1-0. I'm over the moon of what I've seen. Watching this performance, first of all, is it important not to get too overexcited? Because Man City have players coming back. There's not in there. We know it was a good time to play them. Basically, we know that.
Yeah.
So is it important not to get too excited? But having watched this game, does this give you renewed optimism going to the season?
It does actually, it does. It's just a shame Bale's not around. Can you imagine what Bale could do in this team?
True, but not talking about that.
Let's not talk about that. But no, I actually think that despite the fact that I think we're in a worse position squad-wise than we were at the beginning part of last season, I actually think that there could be some good things actually. Yeah, I mean, I was sort of predicting around 6th place like you were.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be done now. That could be achieved. Yeah, maybe even 5th.
You still after seeing that doesn't change your opinion on top 4
I thought if we get absolutely pummeled today, then I was thinking, it could be a long season, a very long season. But I actually think the way that we played, the work rate, the energy, the formation, the shape, the way that in possession we looked great. We were getting forward, like hunting in packs. The moment we lost the ball, suddenly we were right back in position. Straight away, bang! The front three were really fluid, interchanging really nicely, getting back, pickpocketing the Man City players. So I actually think that if this is going to be the new generation, I would like to see this and building on this. And I think that there's something good can come from this. I think.
Do you think the door could be for top 4? Just is Creek
no, I don't want to talk about top 4. I think
still shut for you.
I think so.
You want to see this more consistent basis.
I'll tell you what. Let's judge it. Let's judge it in October.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we'll know.
And
by
then maybe
October.
we'll bear judgment.
Yeah. What do you think?
Look, I was delighted, absolutely delighted with what I saw. It's exactly what I would hope to see today. Exactly the kind of performance I was
surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised that we did it so effectively on the first day of the season against the best team in the league. However, I do want to temper expectations only because we know that Man City were never going to be in their best form today.
Yeah.
We knew there was a good time to play them, so I don't want to say that we're going to see this every week. And now with the top 4 is definitely on, I still want to temper expectations. But I think as starts go, it couldn't have got any better, and we couldn't have performed any better. And not only that, I think the players that we hoped would show up today in terms of them being part of the squad for this season, a la Skip and Tanganga, they showed up big time, and I'm delighted with that. And I'm so happy for them that they had big performances. I'm so happy for them.
What do you think this is going to do to people like Ndombele watching this?
It's gonna show him that what's required. And Nuno's gonna show him. There's one thing Mourinho saying last season. I know he played well, but there's one thing Mourinho saying. Look, I'm not gonna play you because you're not giving this and this. And Ndombele can turn around saying, well, they're not exactly doing a great job. But Nuno could turn around and say, Look how much effort they're putting in, and look at the results because of their effort. You have to match that, and if we're not going to put the effort that they're putting in, I'm sorry, I can't pick you. And as much as I want to,
I think you could thrive in this team though, in Ndombele.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Because there's a lot of aggression around him,
And I hope he matches. He decides to match what the other players are doing. So it remains to be seen. One other topic, quickly before we end, Harry Kane.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you think?
Talk about this.
How do you think he's feeling? He was in the squad involved today. He was
he actually in the stadium?
According to Sky, he was in the stadium. What do you think he's feeling having watched that game? Do you think maybe this could potentially be an exciting project under Nuno, and he could potentially be part of it, or is he still feeling that, however much it could be an exciting project for Tottenham, it's for Tottenham, and he's ready to move on still?
Okay. Do you want honestly or Spurs?
Honestly.
Put my Spurs hat on. I think it is an exciting project, but I think Poch was an exciting project, and he's been through that exciting project phase before, And I think that he's 28 now, and he has to be sensible in his career decisions. And I still think that as well as things are going at the moment with Nuno, things are looking bright. It was just one game. Let's not get ahead of ourselves as well.
But let me quickly before you finish.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this quickly: if there was any kind of type of performance to try and convince him, maybe you could still stay. Was that kind of performance?
Yeah, but you can't judge it on one game. I mean, we beat City 2-0 last season.
Yeah, but we only have 3 games to give him to judge it, don't we? Until the window shuts.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, like, we beat City last season 2-0. You could say it's even more convincing, right? Even though I actually think today's game was way more convincing than last season, if I'm being honest, right? Even though it was only 1-0. But I think you have to look at it. You can't just take a snapshot of like one game, 3 games. You've got to see the big picture and where we're going and the level of investment from Levy and like the big picture thinking. I still think he's going to look at it and think, I love Spurs. It's in my heart. He's a Spurs boy, you know. He's in love with the club, you know. And
would it make it easier for him to leave? The fact that we look okay without him.
I don't think that's going to come into his mind. Personally.
Not him, but maybe for the club.
I don't think he's thinking, oh, Spurs are doing well, I can leave them now.
No, but I'm saying, will the club make it easier for maybe Levy to maybe weaken his stance if we're doing so well without him?
Maybe, yeah. I think if we can see that we can cope without him, I think Levy will be all right selling him, yeah.
All right.
But there is life after Kane, guys. You know,
and that's proof. And today was proof.
Yeah, today's proof. Great game, great performance. Absolutely loved it. It was a bit of a surprise. I mean, we both went for a kinky 2-all. You know,
we did.
But yeah, what a day. What an atmosphere as well.
Absolutely a brilliant day, brilliant game, brilliant performance, brilliant win.
Unbelievable.
And I was so happy I was excited for this season start. And you know what? I'm excited for what the season has in store for us now. Under Nuno. Nuno has a dream. We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens in that dream.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to have the post-match fan show very, very shortly. So stay tuned for that. The rendezvous link will be in the community section for all the members. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. If you want to come on and give your opinion on the Tottenham game and the performance, make sure you're clued in for that. But thank you, everyone, for joining me today and joining us. That was your instant match reaction. And now's your watch along as well. Thank you for all the likes, the chats, the super chats. Thank you for all your support and all your interaction. Really, really enjoyed today's watch along. Thank you, John, for joining me on the watch along. And we'll see you soon for the post-match fan show.
See you there, guys.
Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs!